Welcome back to Freedom to Learn podcast. My name is Guru Yeleshwarapu. I'm the founder of Siliconvalley4u. Today we have Pranav Pabbisetty, who is our academy student, and he's also part of project he's working on with students from engineering colleges in India and other students from US. And so today we'll be talking to him about how is his journey started in coding in general, and what's his what are his ambitions and what's his career plans and things like that. Okay, welcome, Pranav.
Hi, hello.
Yeah, so for those viewers who are not familiar with this podcast, subscribe and press on the link button. Like button, and you'll get future podcasts, also the previous ones. So for the viewers, just why don't you tell about yourself and what you are doing and what you're up to, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, hi, my name is Pranav. I'm 16 years old. I'm a rising senior, and I obviously I love coding. Currently, I'm working on a project about coding standards and syntax with students from India.
Yeah, sounds good. So, what brought you to coding early on? When did you start coding? And I know you are in Bay Area, and so that kind of helps, and your parents being in the tech, and so there is a advantage you have. You're drawn into technologies in general, or technology field rather. So, at what age did you start coding, and what brought you into coding?
Yeah, like you said, my parents both were majored in technology, BTech. So obviously I grew up around like technology and coding. And I think I first started taking lessons when I was maybe in sixth or seventh grade. And just at the beginning, like I really fell in love with it. I thought that coding was really fun and I really liked programming. I started with C and moved on to Python maybe around eighth grade-ish. And yeah, ever since then, I've just been really into coding, programming, and the STEM field.
Sounds good. So, um, so I know now that you're, like you said, you're the raising senior. So essentially, what are your plans? Have you thought about colleges, certain colleges, or what you want to do in general?
Yeah, I'm working on my college essays right now, and hopefully, I plan on applying to maybe one of the UCs. Ideally, I wanted to get into obviously like Berkeley, LA, Irvine, like those kind of schools. Those are my target schools. I really want to get into those. I'm applying on a computer science major, but I really hope to specialize in data science. I think that's a field that I'm really passionate about and I want to pursue further in college.
Fantastic. So, so in order to achieve your goals of getting into certain colleges, do you think current education in your schools are helping? If yes, just throw some light on it. If not, just mention about what's missing.
Yeah, I would say that school is good for laying the foundations that you need. So in school, obviously you have calculus, statistics, basic coding, basic like Python and Java coding classes, courses that you take. And obviously I think school's very good for laying the foundations. but I think it's really on you to explore outwards and kind of look into try out new things, look into different things to really find what you're passionate about. Because I feel like for me, I definitely wouldn't have found data science if I hadn't looked outwards for like boot camps and that kind of thing. Like in school, it was only mentioned really briefly, but otherwise, I think school's a good place for developing fundamentals, but not really finding a specialization that you want to go pursue.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So speaking of data science, it's kind of took over the world, right? And so there's so much to be done. So within data science, if you were to, can you talk about what problems you ideally you like to solve using data science?
One thing that I've been really interested in is cybersecurity and kind of cryptocurrencies, online microtransactions, that kind of thing. I think it's really interesting, those fields, and hopefully I can use data science and hopefully I can combine those fields to maybe hopefully study something that really interests me.
Yeah, that sounds good. So let me tell you something. So we are going to be working on a machine learning project with cybersecurity with University of Dallas very soon, and they agreed, and I think they are signing the NDAs and everything. So there's a paperwork going on. So once that happens, so I can insert you into those projects if you're interested and you have cycles. In fact, we did another ML project in security. You can go to swagcloud.com. You can see the demo. It's not exactly cybersecurity. This is security in data centers. So what happens is, just to give a gist of it, if you take any data center, there are so many vendors. So there is the Cisco's,
Right.
Juniper, Oracle's, whatnot.
Right.
So there are, when they identify certain security events, or rather malware events, insecurity events. And so what happens is vendors compile a list and say, hey, these are the ones we already know, and our hardware is capable of taking care of it. You don't have to worry. Our software, or if it's outside of this, you have to inform us, then we'll take a look at it. But
Right.
but the way they structure those in public databases,
Garage door was open 90 minutes ago.
so there's some background. So
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
is it Alexa?
No, it's like a Google system. I helped set it up with I think we got it like a year or two ago. I helped set it up with my dad. So
Okay.
yeah.
So basically what it does is you can go and look at the demo. What it does is, so it's in the, in regular English, people write the events in their own way of expressing. And so when you actually in a data center, really something happens, it's very difficult to compare and see if what vendor is saying and what's happening in the data center both are same, because just somebody entered that information public database. So we took that entire database and then we structured it using NLP. We match the actual technical terminology of what's happening with what's being told on the public database. It's a very cool project. And so in cybersecurity, we'll have something similar too. So anyway, we'll get to it. So fast forward, and if we, I know you've been with us for some time now. I think less than 6 months, or maybe almost 6 months, or something to that effect.
Yeah.
So you ran some camps and you are in the part of this project. In fact, we are looking to give you a class to run every Tuesday at 7 o'clock. So I will speak to you very soon. So tell me, what's your association with Siliconvalley4u, and just talk about it.
Yeah, like as I said, I joined around 6 months ago. Started with a Python class, like I was attending, and then after like showing proficiency, then you came to me about teaching a Python camp. I remember doing that. I remember doing like maybe 2 or 3 of those Python camps. I remember doing a Roblox camp, which I thought was interesting because I never knew about Roblox, so I had to learn about it. It was a new skill that I developed.
That's right. Yeah.
And now that I'm working on the coding standards project with the students from India, and I thought that was really nice. It allows me to, like network with people, get to know people who are like pursuing the same things as me. And overall, I think it's been very, very good like experience for me.
Yeah, thanks a lot. So just to, basically, our passion behind Siliconvalley4u is to redefine certain terms and perceptions of those. For instance, internship and certificate. So these are all these are there for a very, very long time, and there is certain perception. I'll talk about that briefly for the viewers so that they understand. Certificate means if I'm certified, if I did computer science, I got a computer science certificate. If I get a certificate, the company or whatever I want to do with my degree, they should just take me because I'm certified. It's like, you're a doctor, right? You're a licensed doctor, and I can do surgeries, I guess. So, but that doesn't work that way. So I have a certificate, but they are saying that, oh, you have a certificate, million others also have certificates. We don't know who is who, and we want to know who fits into our opportunity, right? Or whatever they have. And then there is interview process. Somebody's getting a job, somebody's not getting a job. In your case right now, you're not there yet. For instance, take your case. You're certified by your high school saying that you're graduating. Right. And now this college is say, oh, you don't have blah, blah. That right. College says, yes, I do have. Okay, I like it. My point is the definition of certificate, it takes you only to only so much. It doesn't take you, it may not take you to the promised land. Right. So that is one thing we are trying to rectify with our programs. If you are certified, to be honest, nobody cares about certificate. In my opinion, nobody should, but now the industry does. If you're certified, that means you are indeed really good at what you do. That is what we are trying to bring to this whole thing. So in the form of internship, same thing with internship. People say, okay, you intern, right? With all due respect, let's say you go and work in the mall or go to Starbucks and work there. You go there, stand there, and then you just come back and it's okay. Probably they'll give you a letter saying that you did whatever. However, are you really learning anything? Are you understanding what Starbucks does? Right. You don't know. I mean, you with all due respect. So that is our process, our programs and everything put together is to make you learn. What I mean by learn is there are tangible skills, there are intangible skills. Tangible skills are straight up knowing math, knowing coding, knowing this, knowing that. And the intangible skills are how to work with a team, how to communicate, how to present yourself. And when an opportunity knocks the door, are you ready to get up and deal with it? That is the crux of the whole thing. To be honest, many times people can do a decent job. When time comes, they may not have enough because they haven't been in those situations often. Right, right. If you are not there, you can't learn. There is no subject, there is no course to practice that. It's the only way you do is by doing it. So that's the reason we allow you to mentor. For instance, the Roblox example you gave is, I don't know if you noticed, for your age person, it's fairly challenging to learn and also deal with other person, ISAs in this case, and learn and take care of the camp. There is so much you're learning subconsciously. You may not realize, and you realize. So because God gave us that instinct to learn from others. So point I'm trying to make is those opportunities, the learning you got, it can be done only by doing it. There is no course. You can't say, okay, you have Roblox, there are 4 people are going to show up, and you have to do this, you have to start the Zoom meeting, and you can write a lot of content and write a book on it. You can read a lot of books, but at the end of the day, if you don't do it, you're not going to learn.
Right.
That's our philosophy is you learn by being in it. And if you want to be an entrepreneur, start a company. If you want to be a leader, be a leader. You can read. I mean, don't get me wrong. Read books, understand the tips, and have all those ready. However, if you don't do it, you're not learning. End of story. I mean, I attended entrepreneurship boot camps, leadership boot camps. I'll tell you right now, the guys who attended leadership boot camp, nobody became a leader.
Right.
Because it's just a mock. They made us set up a coffee. There is a table. We all stand there. People come and we serve coffee. There is no coffee. It just, it's like kids game. I get it. I get why they are doing it, so that you get a concept of it. But at the end of the day, when you are really running coffee shop, there are so many things that you have to face. You can't envision those. It's not easy.
Right.
Anyway, that's the philosophy behind our internships. And it's not about the wealth of experience. What you get out of is what we are trying to bring to the students. So that's it's in a nutshell. So I think so far you've been doing very well. And my only thing is that you should continue to take advantage of mentorships. The biggest philosophy we bring to Silicon Valley for you is you have to mentor somebody, and you also need a mentor. You have to be mentored by at least one person, and also you should mentor as many as you can. So that continuous learning, we call it. That's what we are creating, so that whenever you learn, you mentor, and then you learn while that's happening. So I want you to take advantage of Akhil trained over 1,000, 2,000 students, or even more. He's the founder of NextClap. I don't know if you know. He does.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
The content is his. So there is a opportunity there if you pick his brains and learn from him. And he's good at a lot of things: 3D printing, web technologies, Python, Java, JavaScript, Ionic framework, a lot of stuff. So in other words, he can pretty much machine learning. He can put together a product for you, end to end. Anywhere from web all the way to servers, Google Cloud, Firebase. So pretty much he can take care of things end to end. So I'm just giving that as an example. Yeah. So all right. So with that, my last question typically I ask everybody is, so what is that one thing, a piece of technology that doesn't exist today, that you like to see to take care of certain things that you're looking for?
So would you are you asking like a piece of technology like I would want in my life?
Yeah, you would want in your life that doesn't exist today.
Oh, okay, that's a good question.
It can be anything. It can be purely fantasy. It's like, I mean, you can just pick, hey, I just want to fly to India within 2 hours. I mean, like, that's my piece of technology.
Yeah. I think somewhere along your lines, like transportation, that's like hopefully very fast.
Yeah.
Obviously, instantaneous teleportation. That seems like a fantasy thing, but I would definitely want to see a new method of travel that's hopefully much faster than and much more affordable to everyone. I believe that you can gain a lot by seeing the world, getting to know like people from all walks of life. I think there's a lot to be gained from that. I think it's a very valuable experience to have, and I don't know. I really would have liked to see, I don't know, maybe everyone getting that kind of experience. I definitely think it could solve a lot of problems that we have in the world today.
Absolutely. I mean, it also, excuse me, it also addresses some of the socio-economical issues. I'll tell you why, because there are two issues we have. One is, making world smaller. In other words, let's say, let's say if somebody wants to work in US, sitting in India, I mean, if he has to come physically here, it's challenging, right? Not everybody can come. It's a lot of political, situations and socio-economical. Whereas if it comes down to like within 2 hours, if I can go to India, people can live in India and then travel here and work and vice versa, right? So that kind of eliminates all the bottlenecks for people to travel across. So whether you call it visas and the whole nine, it's all mess, right? So
Yeah.
there is that, and then the other part is the traffic, right? For instance, I always had this thing. I still wonder. I don't know. I never did enough research because back in pre-pandemic, probably you don't know, Bay Area was a mess. So much traffic.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I know.
most of the places.
Yeah.
So people were looking into, Elon Musk was putting that. What is that boring company that he started digging tunnels between LA and San Francisco to have faster communal. I always wonder why underneath. Why can't you go on the top?
Yeah.
And just have a. It's like one of those. What do you call them? Zip liner. It's like a zip line type thing where you have stations and then just sit there and just zoop like that, and then certain bunch of guys can go on the road, bunch of guys go on the zip liner, so that you can sort of load balance the traffic. So that's the other thing. I mean, especially India. India is, I don't know how, when you last go, it's just crazy. I was there a few months back. Traffic is, it doesn't matter whether it's COVID, otherwise, there's always traffic. So anyway, that's the other thing that I always think about. But anyway, I think you're also saying the same thing. So, hey, thanks a lot. As I said before, this is more like introductory. As we progress through our programs and some of your projects, we'll do more, a podcast to dig into some of your interests, such as data science and all that. And so for those, again, subscribe to this podcast for the next one that's going to come out tomorrow. And then we'll see you soon, Pranav.
Yep. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure to be here.
All right.